Welcome to Pipeliner CRM Mobile App Training. Today we're going to look at activity performance. Go to the menu, and from the menu choose the dashboard. From the dashboard, swipe up until you get the card that's called Activity Performance. It's very interesting that you can compare the difference between all the different types of things that have been done in Pipeliner right here in this card. Click on the cog in the upper right-hand side and make the selection about the types of things you'd like to see. Opportunities that were created, tasks or appointments that were created, accounts or contacts that were created. Go back to the front of the card and you can see the difference between all of them over different periods of time. Click in the middle of the card and you can get to some more details about these activities. Here I can see that it's divided in the third quarter of last year, the fourth quarter of last year, and the first quarter of this year. I can see if I click on the third quarter of last year exactly how many leads were created, how many opportunities, how many tasks or appointments, how many accounts or contacts. Now, if I click on the fourth quarter of last year, that changes clearly, and I can now see how many were created during that quarter of last year. In addition to being able to see this kind of information, if I go to the arrow in the upper left-hand corner, I can also look at the activity card from the perspective of something called a comparison. And if I click on the comparison menu, I can compare over the current period. I can see a lot of activities that have been dropped off versus the previous period of activity, not a whole lot being done. And if I click on the cog now and go to the comparison menu, I can compare that activity over time or over subject matter. So what the subjects are is I can compare them based on the users I have in the system. So I have 2 users right now that I'm looking at, or I can add others or eliminate the ones that I see here. Again, going back to the front of the card, I see activity performance very high over this period of time and tapering off. Thank you so much for joining me today in the Activity Performance Mobile App Training on the Pipeliner CRM.